Hello everyone on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining the Stock Martin channel. I have a really nice video for you today, and we're going to talk about an EV giant that does not get a lot of attention, and I think it really should. Before we start, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit all so you can get all my videos. And don't forget to hit me that thumbs up, smash that thumbs up button so this can be shared with all the YouTube community out there. So let's get down into it and talk about this stock that gets very little attention. This article just recently came out by NBC News, and it talks about the Chinese economy, and it mentions that Chinese electric car leaders are predicting new energy vehicles will dominate the local market in China by the year 2030. And so the key points, and I won't read this whole article, but the key points of this article are that the founder of BYD predicts that by the year 2030, 70% of the Chinese new car sales will be electric vehicles. NIO has a little bit more bullish outlook on this, and NIO founder William Li, the CEO, predicted that it would be up over 90% by the year 2030 will be electric vehicles. And this is big because of two reasons. The government all over the world has been subsidizing and really putting the EV market first, and with new incentives and allowing there to be new energy vehicles being sold. So I think this is great for the EV market, and it will be great for this stock. Now, I did want to mention that the new electric vehicles will dominate the world's largest automaker in about 10 years. And two executives from the major Chinese companies were interviewed for this article. The two CEOs that were interviewed were William Li, the CEO of NIO, and also the CEO of BYD. And that's the company that I wanted to focus on now. In May, it was just recently reported that BYD said that its energy passenger car sales rose 23% from the prior month to 31,600 vehicles, which is just over half, or 18,700, that were battery-powered only vehicles. So BYD makes hybrid vehicles and all-electric vehicles as well. However, the company's main sedan, called Han, ranks above the 5 best-selling new energy vehicles sold in China. And it's just behind Tesla's Model 3 and Model Y, and it's been for the first 5 months of this year, according to the Chinese Passenger Car Association. The CEO of BYD, Wan, said that he expects the Chinese car brand to account for 60% of the electric vehicles sold by the year 2030, which is a big, bold statement. And I wanted to look into this stock and see if it's worth purchasing. This article is by Seeking Alpha, and it talks about the stock BYD, its new battery technology, and the company as a whole. Now, as I mentioned earlier, BYD has not really been out there and really talked about. And one of the reasons is because it's really hard to find any up-to-date financial reports on this company. For instance, this analyst contacted the BYD Investor Relations and got a link to their latest financial reports. The Q1 report was extremely bullish. However, it's very hard to find any information about this company. And it is worth noting that Mercedes-Benz is likely the #1 consumer and customer for its new blade battery technology. And this is big because not a lot of news gets related to this. BYD has been a company that has been around for a very long time, and it is involved in 3 different industries. It does create EV buses and EV cars, and its battery technology. Now, next I wanted to talk about the big companies and the big owners who own this stock, BYD. I was very surprised to see that Berkshire Hathaway is a very big sponsor and investor in BYD stock. And Berkshire Hathaway has a chance to get these financial reports, which are very difficult to obtain by the common investor. As you can see, that BYD has been creating operable income of over 100%, 108% as compared to last year. It has been doing very, very well in its cash flow and its gains in its stock. It has an 82% upside in its gains according to the shareholders that are invested in this company. Reviewing the financials, we can see that the net asset attribution of shareholders had jumped 42% recently, and then that their net cash flow from operating activities was significantly lower compared to Q1 of last year, which is showing that the company is doing quite well. It has had its rapid growth in production sales, which are also increasing revenue. During the quarter, BYD received the Chinese government grants in support of its battery and EV industries, which were 442 million Chinese currency. However, this is only an estimated 1% of their revenue. So they have a lot of money on hand, and they have recently doubled that for year over year. Another really good news is that this Chinese-based company has partnerships with Japan's automaker Toyota and German Daimler in China, which has sold 104,000 vehicles between January and March of this year, which is up 70% from last year. Going forward, this analyst believes that this company has great global EV bus business, which is an excellent strategy and a strong base to allow its growth in the EV auto industry. And it has already proven that it can manufacture EV buses in the US as well. BYD has qualified for millions of dollars in California grants through the Federal Transportation Administration to produce vehicles in the United States in the form of electric vehicle buses. On the EV car front, BYD recently showed off its long-range version of its flagship Han model in this year's Shanghai Auto Show. And its long-range version was able to travel 376 miles. Here's a picture of the Han model inside, and it looks like it's a very beautiful vehicle. According to Bloomberg, the long-range Han comes equipped with BYD's new blade technology battery, and it has a new lithium iron phosphate blade battery that has two advantages over its other generation battery technology. First is that it's more smaller and it's more condensed, and also it does offer a greater safety. To demonstrate the battery's safety profile, BYD performed a nail penetration test, overcharging the battery by 260% and heating the battery in a furnace to 300 degrees Celsius, and none of these caused a fire or an explosion, which has been a very big safety concern in all electric vehicles. BYD is also very big about partnering with other companies such as Toyota and Mercedes-Benz. And in fact, there has been some speculation that Mercedes-Benz is BYD's #1 consumer and customer for their new blade batteries. It is speculated that the new Mercedes-Benz EQ5 EV sedan that has been unveiled in Shanghai Auto Show has a range of 478 miles, which is 100 miles greater than the 2001 long-range Tesla Model 3. And it is speculated that they have been receiving and using the batteries from BYD. Looking at BYD's financial income statements, as you can see that their Q1 2021 revenue has been $40 billion worth of net income of $237 million with a profit margin of 0.58%. Its balance sheet, its total assets do exceed its total liabilities. Total assets are $223 billion and its liabilities is nearly half of that at $134 billion. Its debt to asset is 27%, which is improving quite a bit with time, as you can see in the red line here. BYD's cash flow is improving as well. Its cash flow based on operation costs, they are spending $337 million with investing $4 billion in new technology and battery technology. And their cash flow, as you can see, is steadily increasing through the years. So to summarize and conclude in this article, it's very hard to get up-to-date information on the company BYD. But now that we've reviewed it, it is a terrific stock to look into and to purchase. They have three major growth levers through its EV buses, its EV vehicles, and its batteries that it's selling to other auto manufacturers such as Toyota and Mercedes-Benz. The stock has pulled back significantly from its February high, as all EV stocks have in the past, along with the technology sector as well. And if we look at this graph, and if I zoom into this, as you can see from this graph, BYD is in orange and Tesla is in pink. And as you can see that BYD has been doing quite well when compared to Tesla, and except that it's had a harder loss and a bigger decrease, but it has been rebounding a lot more than Tesla has, which Tesla has been trading mostly sideways lately in the past month. However, BYD has increased quite exponentially, as we'll see when we evaluate this stock price. Now let's look at who's buying BYD, and is this a stock for you to own? I was very surprised that the Ark Invest management fund led by Cathie Wood is a top institutional holder of BYD, and they apparently purchased the stock back on May 30th of this year. In addition to Cathie Wood and Ark Invest, Warren Buffett is a big contributor and a big stockholder of BYD as well. According to the Motley Fool article, there's 10 stocks that make up 85% of Warren Buffett's portfolio. And if we scroll down to number 9, BYD accounts for its 9th largest position in Warren Buffett's portfolio. Back in the year 2008, Warren Buffett acquired 225 million shares of this company for $1.03 a share, and he's been making out really well in this stock because he purchased it so cheap. In March, BYD sold 16,300 electric vehicles, which is more than the higher profile competitors NIO and XPeng have delivered on a combined basis in the same month. This is according to the Society of Automotive Engineers of China. They forecast that half of all new vehicle sales in the year 2035 will be powered by alternative energy, and BYD is in the pole position in this disruption of the largest auto manufacturer in the world. So knowing this big news, let's take a look at the stock BYD. It actually trades under BYD, DY is its ticker. And in the past 6 months, as you can see, it's had a high of $52.91. And we have lost about, if we go all the way to the low on May 13th, it has gone all the way down to $32.28, which is a 47% downside. However, in the past month, BYD has had a very nice line of regression and a really nice increase in its stock. As you can see, from a low of $42 in the past month on May 20th, going up all the way up to $59, which is a 42% upside in this month alone. If we go back to the past 5 days, we were up 7%, and in the past 1 day, we were up 2.9%. Looking at its stock price forecasts, TipRanks did not have any analysis on this stock. However, when I did more research, I did find that Wallet Investor did take a look at its future stock prices and its forecasts. In the next 1 year, BYD is forecast to go up to $70.22 by the next 12 months, and its 5-year forecast is $64 from now. And that's just based on the analysts from Wallet Investor. I think this is a really good stock to look into and to do your own due diligence before purchasing this stock. Remember, it's under the ticker symbol BYDDY. And it's a really good stock, I believe, to look into, especially since the Chinese stock market and electric vehicle market is booming. And I was really impressed to see that BYD does have sponsorship and is involved in the United States in producing its EV buses. I think this stock has major potential and is really worthwhile looking into and getting maybe a little bit of shares worth if we have a down dip, since this stock is near its 1-year forecasted high. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you appreciated it. Please give me that thumbs up if you like this video so it can be shared with others. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button for me and hit the notification bell, hit all so you can get all my videos. I am trying to get this channel up to 500 subscribers, and I ask that you please share this with your friends, your coworkers, your neighbors, and your family. Thank you again for all your support, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. If you would like to support the channel, there's 2 links down below. One's for Webull. If you deposit $100, you get your 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850. If you click on Coinbase and deposit $100, you get $10 in cryptocurrency for trading. Thank you so much for your support.